getting at least all the soft tissue, and then we'll get the piece of bone.
Do you want any more pictures?
No, I think we're good. Okay, let me see. Sorry, it's gonna look a little bit bloody here for a second while we get this piece off here. Piece of bone goes a little bit deeper than what the X-ray even shows to. There. Okay, let's see. We still got a little bit here. I'm not sure where that piece went to, but at least it's not where we need to be worried about it anymore.
I bet you have some people can't stand to watch all that blood.
Yeah.
This stuff doesn't bother me a bit.
Well, the unfortunate thing that I feel like I have gotten a better appreciation for is that I have never been one that's ever been like afraid of going to the dental office.
Yeah, me either.
But I feel like we're in the minority because there's some people that like that. The drill basically that we use for the floating. Yeah. There's some people that straight need to leave the barn.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
I do carry a human dental unit that has like the drill on it. Uh-huh. And man, I break that out and some people just run for the hills.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, just like, are like, oh, I'm out of here. Yeah. I'm just trying to make sure that we've got everything out that needs to come out. I'm videoing this, so I hope you don't mind. But no, that's fine. My daughter's a nurse practitioner, and she's going to love seeing this because she's like, oh man, this is my late night to work, and I don't get to see it. Yeah. Just kind of make sure that everything's good here. We've got a little bit of granulation tissue right here that I think was blocking that out. Avery, in the extraction box, I should have something that's like this, but it has more of like it's shorter and has like a little, it's almost like a curette, but it's not quite a curette. Yeah, that thing. Yeah. And that's just granulation tissue. That's not any more bone up there. Perfect. All right. Let's see. How does that look? Now that should all fill in by itself. Yep. Okay. Yep. Now that we've got all the pieces out, that should fill in all by itself. We're just going to cut a couple of these little pieces that are kind of hanging by the edge off to try to clean up the edge right up here. So that way it'll just granulate in. So it's basically just going to form almost like a proud flesh look, and that'll be the first stage, and then eventually it'll just form this really beautiful gum tissue right like that. Okay. Give me a second just to get these little edges cleaned up here. There we go. Good. Just kind of freshening everything up just a little bit so that way we can get the body to be like, hey, let's heal that. Good. Now, it is going to take a little bit of time, basically, because we're literally opening up like a fresh wound. Yeah. We're not going to be suturing anything. We're just going to let it heal on in. see if you need to take that out. Let's just try to take that just a little bit higher. It's probably going to be, usually in an older horse when we're talking about wounds like this, we're talking about months. In this little guy, we're probably going to be talking more like a couple weeks before this is completely healed in.
Oh,
so
okay.
maybe 3. We'll see. I mean, this is a pretty, as far as some of the wounds here that I create, unfortunately in the front of the mouth, this is a pretty superficial one. When we're talking about taking out like adult incisors, usually the wound is quite a bit larger and deeper. Yeah. And this is very superficial.
Okay.
And is something that's going to heal in really nice. I'm just trying to get the rest of that granulation tissue off of there. And I think we're just about 30 seconds away here. Get this little piece there. So what usually happens is when you've got a shard of bone where that kind of was, the body forms like this kind of it's just like the granulate. It's basically like the proud flesh layer around the bone to protect the rest of the soft tissues, and that's what the last of what I'm cutting out right now.
Okay.
So yeah, he's looking good. Let me just make sure that these edges look cleaned up. A little bit there. And then I don't, the other question too, do we need to rinse his mouth out? No, I don't think we need to rinse his mouth out. I think he should be just fine. Like we said, this is very superficial or not deep, so the food should just like literally wash right off of here, all on his own. Great. Good. We got that nice and flat. Get this last little nubbin off.
He likes to play in his water anyway.
That's fine.
So.
Yeah. He'll, if anything,
he'll rinse his mouth out.
Yeah. Great.
I think he started doing that because that stupid tooth anyway.
Probably.
It was bothered him.
Good. Yeah, I think that looks good. So now hopefully we'll get something that's nice and healed over. We don't have anything that's going to be, sticking out. So hopefully even cosmetically things heal in really well. So, okay.
Great.
Good to go. Let me just double check that this feels good up in here. We kind of got that piece out and neglected things to make sure. Even this one where this is a little bit deep is going to heal very quickly. So, all right, buddy. I think that looks good. You look a little bit messy right now, but I think in the long run